scared?
Hey spoops, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be doing my Halloween recap for 2020. So there's definitely a lot to talk about in this video, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started, talk about some of my favorite looks to film, edit, and then also explain why this season was what it was. So to start off, as most of you know, this Halloween was very strange in the sense of my uploads, in the sense of how little there were, and just literally just dropping off the face of the planet essentially. And I really don't have too much of an excuse for it. I wouldn't call any of it an excuse. There's reasons, of course, but honestly, as most of us can all agree, 2020 has not been easy. I will definitely say that this has probably been the hardest year for me mentally and emotionally. I've definitely been struggling in some ways, and honestly it kind of just got to the point in the midst of October with everything going on that filming Halloween tutorials was the last thing I was wanting to do. And I put so much passion and effort in creating my characters that I don't want to put something out there that I'm not excited about or proud of. And I feel like you guys know when I'm not excited about something I've created or happy with something I've created, and I choose not to make videos out of those topics just because I don't like how it turned out. I feel like it could be better, so usually I will redo it and do it better. And this year has just been really hard, and unfortunately, I'm not in the position to where it's almost more like a work situation where it's like, oh, work is frustrating, but it's what pays the bills. I gotta pull through. YouTube isn't like that for me yet. I would love for that to be the case one day, but right now, YouTube is something I want to be able to do full time, but because I'm not making enough from it, I have to be able to make that money elsewhere, so I am having to work other jobs. So whenever I am getting stressed out, I'm still having to put all of my focus into those jobs and that work that I'm not able to fully invest here. So this year was definitely the biggest issue I had with that, to where I was actually going to be putting up 22 Halloween makeup tutorials, and it was gonna be every weekday throughout the entire month. And with how things went, I put out 9, which is the least I've ever put out for Halloween. Last year, I think I was still able to put up 16. And honestly, this year, it just unfortunately didn't work out that way. I can tell you from the get-go, usually I pre-film in August and September. Typically, it's mostly September because I'm buying things in August and then, you know, getting things ready in September. If I can change that next year and start filming earlier, that's just gonna make everything so much easier. But I had the staph infection in my face, and unfortunately, it's still kind of there, but the scab didn't go away to the point to where I felt comfortable to wear makeup until the last week of September, which left me only like a week to kind of start pre-filming things. And so that wasn't great, especially since I was doing DIYs. I was still wrapping up some DIYs, and some of the DIYs are actually for tutorials that I didn't even fully get to film this year. So I actually have a DIY completed for tutorial that I'm going to be filming next year for a character. So there was like a lot of time put into things that unfortunately like it didn't fully balance out. And so it was just frustrating. The whole month was just stressful and frustrating. It was kind of like getting bad news every week. I had my grandma pass away in the middle to end of October, and so for me, once that happened, that was kind of like the last straw, I guess, where I just decided to fully pull away from YouTube for a bit and just focus on family and other things, because that definitely needed to be the priority. And it definitely helped my mental health a bit to be able to pull away from that and literally take away any expectation of like, okay, yeah, I'm still gonna try and get the 22 done. Like, I literally just told myself, like, what you did is good enough and you will be better next year. And like, that's just like what I have to tell myself. And it's just been a really hard year, and so I was getting other bad news with other things throughout that time as well, and so it's just been its own struggle. I was so disappointed with how Halloween went and everything. I mean, but the good thing is I have all the costumes for the things that I was going to do, so I'm just going to be pushing them to next year. So I'm still going to do them. I just don't want to do them this year. I just didn't have the energy for it. I didn't have the ability to do it, and so those are just gonna be saved for next year. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for being patient with me. I am always so grateful, and I'm so blessed to have you guys supporting me, like genuinely supporting me through everything, even if it's 1 video a month or 22 in a month. Like, you guys are always there for me, and I really appreciate it, and I'm just so grateful that I'm able to still do this and have time to do this. I'd like to have more time to do it, which is why one day when hopefully this is able to be my full-time job, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be great. But we'll get there one day. But until then, I'm just so grateful for you guys supporting me through all the ups and downs that I'm having at the moment, and I just really appreciate that. It really does mean a lot to me. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this season. And honestly, a lot of the categories, they kind of end up overlapping because the makeup looks I really loved doing, I really loved doing. I loved all of them so much, but there's definitely the few that stand out to me, so they kind of overlap in a few of the genres, I guess. So the first category is favorite glam Halloween look. So this is definitely one, but I feel like another one could slip in here a little bit. I loved Vanellope Von Schweetz so much. I loved everything about that look. I loved editing the look. I love how cute the makeup turned out. I loved DIYing the costume. I loved creating the backdrop. I ordered that backdrop online, and I'll try and link the website down below for you guys because you can like create your own backdrops. So I definitely want to do that for like some more of the like Disney inspired makeup looks. I think that would be really fun. So I just love how Vanellope turned out so much. It's a look I've wanted to do for years, and I've just been like putting it off because I knew when I did it I wanted to do it right. So I'm so happy I did it the way that I did and that I waited to do it until this year because I just love how it turned out. And so the second makeup that I guess I could consider a glam makeup, even though it wasn't quite glam, was actually Wendy Torrance from The Shining. I know that wasn't really a glam makeup look, but I just love how that turned out so much. It definitely leans a little bit more beauty than it would special effects or body paint. So, I mean, it truly is a character that I would label character makeup, but I just absolutely love how she turned out. It is so much fun. That was one I was actually a little skeptical about doing because it's like, how am I really gonna like turn myself into like looking like her? And I'm so happy with how it turned out, and the way it photographed and everything, I'm just so proud of that look, and so that is definitely a favorite of the season. The next category is favorite SFX Halloween look, and that is hands down the easiest. It is Edward Scissorhands. I'm so happy with how that look turned out. I got to see Edward Scissorhands for the first time this year, which was so much fun, and I'm so happy that I finally got to watch it. And I talk about it a little bit more in my October favorites that I'm going to be posting like here within the next few days. And I just loved every moment of turning myself into him. I actually replicated like the photo with my mom, like where it's his stepmom essentially and Edward like in the car just driving. I replicated that with my mom before we went and got some Taco Bell, and it's just so much fun because one, that is actually how my mom and I act. I'm always wearing crazy makeups, and she's just taking me everywhere, and she's just so sweet. And we just will go get fast food or something, and it's so much fun. And you can actually see a lot of that in my 2019 I wore a Halloween costume every day for a week video. It's a vlog. I'll have that link down below for you guys. Still one of my favorite videos I've ever done just because it's so much fun. I feel like you can really see a lot more of my personality in that video because it's literally just me being myself. But yeah, the Edward Scissorhands, from remaking his gloves to styling the wig to his makeup, putting his costume together, because honestly they're all individual just like little pieces that I put together. I just love how that look turned out, and it's definitely one of my favorite looks that I've ever done on my channel. And last but not least, favorite video to edit. This one is between two. It's a glam and a spooky. The glam was Vanellope Von Schweetz. I knew whenever I filmed it that I wanted to have really good editing in that video, and editing is something that takes time, so I definitely wanted to plan that out. That's why I had that video go up first, because I knew it was gonna be time consuming, and it was so much fun to edit, finding the right music to do, just kind of making it all cheery, adding the glitches in there. Like, I just had so much fun editing that video, editing like little scenes, like behind the scenes at the end of the video, like little bloopers and stuff was so much fun. And then the scary special effects one, that was fun to edit, but also like the scariest video I feel like I've ever edited was my Evil Dead tutorial. I have had a few scary moments editing videos in the past. Like my first year when I was editing, it was in 2017, I was editing The Ring, and I actually started having like weird static stuff happen to my TV, which my TV, like, It's our old box TV from when we were youngins. It is actually in a cabinet behind this backdrop. And so I was editing on the couch, and as I'm editing, this TV that is unplugged, old as crap, and turned like it's unplugged, started having static, which was very uncomfy. Well, I'm saying that because tying in, I'm editing Evil Dead, and I was just so creeped out the whole time, like inserting like her voice and demonic stuff. Plus, like, not to mention it was like 3 a.m. and it was so unsettling. And like I can watch it now and it's fine, but like in the process of putting that together, it's just Evil Dead is also the one video, and I talk about it in that tutorial too, where that is the one movie that I truly put off watching for the longest time. And what pushed me over the edge to actually do the tutorial was because one of my friends from cinema makeup school was like, oh, it's my favorite Halloween movie, please do a look. And so I was like, okay, I know I want to do it at some point. This is the year. It's a relatively simple makeup look. Now is the time to do it. I watched the movie with Eli, and I was very scared and very stressed, and like, it's so good. It is so well done. The gore is repulsive, but like in an appreciative way. Like, I appreciate all of it. And editing that video was just very unsettling. But at the same time, it's one of my favorites to edit because of how emotionally connected I was to editing that video and getting it done. And I'm so happy with how it turned out because it's creepy. And I like how it's creepy. It's creepy to a point that I got creeped out with my own video, which is impressive to me because I can usually see through and be like, that's me in there. But this one I was just like, yeah. So anyways, that is my Halloween recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!